numerous times over the years and has attended the USDF annual meeting on a regular basis. Along with loving horses and dressage, she and her late husband, Robert Marr, loved to garden and collect art. Bonna spent many years sharing her passion for dressage and dedicated her life to the sport in her native Midwest. Born in Dayton, Ohio, she started riding at age 9, graduated from Wright State University with a BFA in painting. And in 1981, she started her first dressage facility, the Bloomington McCuiston Center. When Bonna and Robert moved in 1990 to Carmel, Indiana, they established 6 Points Farm, which they operate for 18 years. Eventually, returning to Bloomington, Bonna currently travels to teach her students as a local instructor trainer, and Bonna has taught students and trained horses throughout the state of Indiana and Region 2. A dedicated professional who for years was a student of Carl McCuiston, she has passed on to her students the lessons and techniques learned over a lifetime of experience. She has helped numerous individuals learn to ride and compete, with some becoming instructor trainers or competing successfully at the local, regional, and national level. One of her students had this to say: "From the time when I first met Bonna and caught the dressage bug at the Hoosier Horse Fair, she was and remains to this day one of the most serious dressage teachers, trainers, or riders I've ever known. She is a patient, clear, and enthusiastic teacher. She does not give false praise, but one feels good after a lesson. She told me that her goal in life was to create a dressage institution of learning, complete with instruction, an apprentice program, school horses, barn, and if possible, short-term residence for students. Some of these goals were easier to bring to fruition than others. She and Robert did the labor. They spent every bit of their energy and all their finances to create a dressage school in Indiana. In spite of few resources, she and Robert managed to bring in host clinicians such as Ruth Sarkunis, Gretchen Verbonik, Bodo Hagen, Carl McCuiston, and others. When she held these clinics or ran shows, they knew she was losing money she would be earning by giving lessons herself. She chose it, nevertheless, all to promote interest in dressage. Bonna also ran regular theory clinics to educate our minds. She provided printed materials and references to such authors as Wilhelm Mueller. Again, these were open to all. Bonna has been a member of the Indiana Dressage Society for over 30 years. The IDS was formed in 1972 and was one of the founding GMOs of the USDF. True to character, Bonna was active in giving back, becoming an IDS board member, vice president, and president twice. The first time she did two two-year terms in the late 1990s, and then another two-year terms between 2005 and 2009. In addition, she served as chair of the IDS competition committee for 15 years. While watching a wonderful video IDS has on their website celebrating their 50th anniversary, I saw firsthand just how hands-on Bonna was as a volunteer. In one segment, she, with hammer in hand, with a crew of others, was immersed in a not-so-little carpeting project, as her friend wrote. One of the more complex projects was to organize the construction of 2 judges' boxes. With the help of IDS members willing to be taught construction skills, the boxes were built on trailers for transport to shows. And of course, this was all accomplished on Robert and Bonna's property in their backyard. Over the years, Bonna organized numerous schooling and recognized shows for the Indiana Dressage Society. The Indy Dressage Classic was one of the largest and first recognized shows in Region 2. Bonna also helped organize a USDF instructor trainer program, USDFL program, that benefited the entire region. Bonna was a USDFL graduate and judged many schooling shows and dressage classes at 4-H competitions. Honor Horse Loscon. Bonna was the dressage demonstration rider at the 1987 Pan Am Games. She was also extremely active in the construction of the Hoosier Horse Park for the Pan Am Games. While not loving showing, she knew that to be credible she must do it and never feared making a student better than herself. She trained Gloucester in the Grand Prix so she could teach and train others, as one of our mutual acquaintances told me. She was always super dedicated in doing more than her part. She kept everything very basic and true to the classical. As a volunteer, I would say she was quite tireless. She had big dreams for IDS and implemented ideas well. She had a very good following and very dedicated riders. I think IDS was and still is her passion, as well as giving her students great basics and correct riding skills. However, perhaps the best recollection of Bonna McCuiston was told to me by another friend. Many times she expressed that dressage was an art. The horse was to be beloved, not just a tool, and that when he moves, he trots the air, the earth sings when he touches it. And Bonna, she says, Bonna wanted Regent to know this. So it is my honor to introduce Bonna, member of distinction award.
USDF for this very special honor. I also want to thank my GMO, the Indiana Dressage Society, for nominating me, and in particular Ken Levy, who I know facilitated and initiated my nomination. I also want to recognize my late husband, Robert Marr. Without him, I could never have pursued my love of horses and my quest for dressage knowledge. Robert was always there to help me, my students, and the Indiana Dressage Society in any way he could. So thank you so very much for this special award.